Hi, welcome to another episode of 99 Reasons to Start and Practice Regular Breathwork. Today, as I promised in the last video, I'm going to talk about allergies. I'm going to talk about the effect of dysfunctional breathing habits on allergies and why and how allergies get triggered because of dysfunctional, unhealthy breathing habits. Because you might be saying to yourself, what does breathing have to do with it? You know, if I have allergies, if I have food allergies, if I have spring allergies, if I have pollen allergies or whatever, what does breath have to do with it? Allergies usually get triggered when our respiratory chemistry access changes due to our body fluid change. When you look at allergies, they get triggered because of a change in our chemistry. If there is no change in your chemistry, if your body fluid chemistry is at the ultimate level, if your body fluid chemistry is balanced at 7.4, if it stays at 7.4, you would be, if it were to stay at 7.4, you were to experience the ultimate level of health and well-being. And that's actually where my mission lies. Because I realized the power of breath work and I understood what breath means for us, for our health, for our well-being, holistically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I dedicated my life for the past 25 plus years. I've been studying and researching, and for the past 20 years, I've been teaching breathwork and breathing sciences all around the world. I dedicated my life to teaching people the importance of breathing and also helping them understand their breathing habits and how their breathing habits affect their health and their well-being and how they can heal their breathing habits and have a much more healthier life. And I am certain that we humans can reach to a sustainable health and well-being level. We can all stay healthy and well if we change our breathing habits, if we breathe healthy, if our respiratory chemistry doesn't change, if we reach to a point of, because chemistry, the body fluid chemistry is everything, research on it, it's really everything. If our body fluid chemistry stays 7.4, which is the perfect level of the body fluid chemistry, of the body chemistry, your whole organs, of course, I'm not talking about, eating horrible or doing horrible things to yourself. I'm not even talking about that. I mean, if you're someone who is, health conscious, you're already eating, not perfect, not organic and perfectly healthy, but, on a modest way, on a balanced way, you're eating healthy, your life is balanced, and like you drink, but you don't drink a lot, you are a social drinker, maybe, and you don't smoke, or you eat normally you eat healthy foods, you exercise regularly, if you're an average health conscious individual, if you're living an already balanced life, then with working on your breathing and with investing on your breath, by keeping your respiratory chemical access stable, and due to that keeping your body fluid pH stable, you can, like I did and many of my students did, reach to a sustainable level of health and well-being. And no matter what's happening on the outside, you can always, the whole time, have balanced health. And that's going to happen by breathing in and breathing out and balancing that breath in and out. Because actually our bodies, if you want to know about this, by the way, you can watch my YouTube videos on my channel, Nevşah Institute channel. I have a school which is called Nevşah Institute. For 20 over years, I've been teaching around the world. I have been teaching different workshops and different retreats, and we have a whole curriculum of 3 years of a curriculum. We start with, of course, breathing, because if you don't work on your breathing, if first of all you're not healthy, you can't reach to the next level of humanity. And Nevşah Institute is a curriculum where we help people reach to the next level of humanity by, self-mastery courses and by helping them master their lives and master themselves. And at the core, of course, breathwork is sitting at the core, because without breathwork and without your breath, don't even think about self-mastery. Don't even go there. Don't even step there, because I see many people without having worked on their breathing, without having worked on their dysfunctional breathing habits. I see many people going on to a self-mastery path. Don't go there, because it's so hard. It's almost impossible. You are not even on an ultimate health level. You're not even balanced yet. You're not even healthy. You don't even have if you don't yet have a healthy breathing habit, that means you don't yet have a healthy brain. How are you going to practice all those mind exercises on self-mastery path? If your breath is not healthy and your brain is not healthy, your mind will keep on thinking constantly. You won't be able to stop the mind and go beyond it. How are you going to find your mission in life? How are you going to meditate? How are you going to connect with yourself, with your higher self? How are you going to activate the third eye if you don't have enough oxygen in the brain? The prefrontal cortex, if you don't have enough oxygen in the brain, your brain isn't functioning well. How come are you going to master your life? Okay, I understand that because I'm a self-mastery teacher and I've been helping people change their behavioral habits and thinking habits and breathing habits and tap into the next level of humanity, which is highest performance levels and highest consciousness levels and the highest mind level. And as you probably have heard millions of times maybe, this life is created by our minds. But it is of course very important to change our mind if you want to change our lives. But how are we going to change our mind? By changing our breath, by changing our chemistry, by keeping our chemistry aligned, by keeping our chemistry balanced. Because unless we work on that, we won't be able to change our mind. And I've seen thousands of people who've been doing mind practice and meditation, and their lives are the same. Nothing have changed. Okay, they feel great, they feel good because they got used to the unbalanced chemistry in their system. And I see many people who got used to the way they are, like the negativity they have, the allergies they have, the pain points they have, and the ups and downs, up and down emotions they have, or, you know, distorted perceptions, or their brain not being healthy enough, their body not being healthy enough, their body gaining weight, or, you know, them not being at the ideal fitness levels, or whatever problems you have in your life, or whatever, not problems, but in whatever areas have you not experienced your highest self. I see that many people with meditation, with some kind of mind work, they get used to where they are and they start feeling comfortable about it. And many people call that self-mastery. I know what self-mastery is from my students and also from my life. I think self-mastery is having the capability to master all areas of your life. If there is only even one area left, money, for example, wealth, health, family, relationships, leadership, if there is only one area left, you haven't mastered your life. And if you're breathing dysfunctional, if you have problems with your breathing, if you don't have enough oxygen in the brain, if you don't have enough energy in your body, the first thing, you need that life energy for your brain to function. How are you going to go and tap into the next level of humanity? That's why I have been teaching breathwork and analyzing people's breathing habits before we start with anything else as a self-mastery teacher, because healing that, changing the breathing habits and helping you breathe functional and helping you breathe healthier will lead to a balanced respiratory chemical excess, and it will lead to a balanced overall body fluid chemistry. It will lead to having a balanced brain fluid chemistry, which will not be the platform that creates distorted perceptions and distorted thoughts and unbalanced emotions. All of the unwanted thoughts and unwanted emotions you're experiencing, all of the judgments and distorted perceptions and all of that feeling, you know, you can name it anxiety, you can name it panic, you can name it sadness, you can name it being too high or whatever. All of the emotional ups and downs are chemical ups and downs. I don't know when humanity will get this. It's like, I don't know when, humanity will really understand that psychology is physiology and physiology is psychology. Your psychology is affected moment to moment by your chemistry, by your breathing. Moment to moment, with every breath you take, your body fluid chemistry changes. Your brain fluid chemistry changes. And with that change, your thoughts change. And then you do all kinds of practices to work on that already changed thinking habit by not looking at the root of the problem. I'm telling you, the root of the problem. The root of the problem is your breathing habit. Change that, work on that, and have a balanced chemical access, have a balanced body fluid pH, 7.4, have a balanced brain fluid pH, and you'll experience your ideal self, the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself is possible if you're breathing healthy. And it's not possible if your chemistry keeps on changing the whole time. You will have all kinds of distorted thoughts and emotions, and you will keep on working on them, spending money working on them. It's such a funny thing happening right now around the world. People don't go there at the root of the problem, which is breath itself, our relationship with life itself. And they work with all kinds of tools. Before working on their breath, they work with all kinds of tools without looking at the core of the problem. This is the core of the problem. How do I know that? Because if it wasn't at the core of the problem, tens of thousands of people I led into analyzing their breathing habits, thousands of people right now using Breath Hub, wouldn't give us the feedback that once they started breathing healthier, they started thinking healthier. Their allergies started healing. Their reactions started healing. Allergies are reactions. They are just like any other reaction. They are just like any other emotional reaction. Allergies are reactions. Allergies are physical versions of emotional reactions. I'm going to say it again. Allergies are physical reactions of emotional, physical phases of emotional reactions. So when you don't see that you have an emotional reaction, I'm going to start from the beginning. When you don't notice that you have a breathing habit that is getting triggered, which is the main reaction, and that breathing habit changes your chemistry, and with the change in your chemistry, your brain fluid chemistry changes, and then you start having all kinds of distorted thoughts. Due to that, your body creates distorted emotions, up and down emotions. You have emotional reactions, and then you don't see that emotional reaction and understand that it's breathing related, and you don't do anything about it. Then you start experiencing physical reactions. That's the chain. First, you have the breathing habit getting triggered without even noticing that, because breathing habits are learned unconsciously without even you recognizing them, and they get triggered unconsciously. That's why it's very important to analyze them and start a customized journey. Your breathing habits get triggered, and then your respiratory chemistry changes. Due to that, your overall body fluid chemistry changes, your brain fluid chemistry changes. You start having judgmental thoughts and distorted perceptions and all kinds of thoughts, the unwanted thoughts, all kinds of thoughts that lead to sadness and anger and grief and you name it, all kinds of emotions you don't want to experience. And then those emotions at the end, eventually you change your breathing again and again and again, maybe thousands of times during the day. Your respiratory chemistry, your body fluid chemistry, brain fluid chemistry changes thousands of times. In the end, the result, thousands of distorted perceptions, negative thoughts, distorted judgmental thoughts are there at the end of the day, and due to them, thousands of those emotions, emotional charges, electricity in the body at the end of the day. Because you didn't work with the core, at the end of the day, you're left with that emotional charge. What's going to happen with that emotional charge? As you probably know, it's going to become a physical reaction, allergies. So if you are asking me what's the correlation between wrong breathing habits, dysfunctional breathing habits, and allergies, this is it. because allergies are physical reactions of emotional reactions. If you have a lot of emotional reactions, they become physical reactions. Allergies are the physical version of emotional reactions. If you keep on having those emotional reactions due to the distorted thoughts and judgments and all kinds of problematic, unreal, distorted, like I said, charged thinking habits, which can only be created by a brain that does not have a balanced chemical access. When the brain fluids, when the fluids in the brain, the chemistry of the fluids in the brain go above 7.4 or below 7.4, you start thinking all those crazy thoughts. You can get used to that by doing meditation or by doing nothing, or you can, have all those distorted thoughts and keep on working on them, like many people do. Or, like I did, and many of my students did, you can go back to the source, which is the breathing habit that changes the chemistry and that creates a platform in the brain that makes it available for negative, distorted thoughts. You can go back and work on that and heal that breathing habit, have a stable respiratory chemical access, balanced respiratory chemical access, have a stable, balanced body fluid chemical access, have a stable brain fluid chemical access. And like me, and 99% of my students, I'm just leaving the 1% behind. I mean, I would say 100%, but for the sake of it, let's say 99, so that it doesn't sound too ambitious. 99% of my students, like 99% of my students, you too will be able to just have clarity in your mind. It is possible. And I don't understand. I do understand and I don't understand, because I do understand when people say it's not possible to have a clear mind 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because they haven't gone back to the root of the problem. I understand that. But I don't understand them not even having a 1% of light in their head, thinking maybe it's possible. I don't understand that. I don't understand how come people say it's not possible to stay awake the whole time. No, it's not possible to have a clear mind the whole time. What if it was possible? What if there was a formula and it was very much related to your body chemistry? What if 7.4 pH, the miraculous pH, if you do a lot of research, you'll find that that is the way, was the formula, and because the reason why we couldn't stay there and our brains couldn't stay at that pH level was our breathing habits. What if we changed our breathing habits and everything could change? And what if by just changing our breathing habits, we could have a clear mind? It is possible. I did it. And I've seen hundreds, I've seen thousands of my students do it. It is possible for you too. You just need a dedication. You just need a little bit of a time investment, a money investment. We have Breath Hub. It is the most advanced breathing app in the world, suggested by experts and psychologists and physiotherapists, and suggested and used by psychiatrists and behavioral scientists. We have a breathing analysis. It's our unique formula. Get your breathing analyzed. Start a customized journey. Understand what you're doing wrong, and then start changing your breathing habit. You too will start experiencing another level, another way of living, which is balanced chemical access, which is a balanced respiratory chemical access, which is a balanced body fluid chemical access, and a brain fluid chemical access. And you can, like all of my students, get rid of all of your allergies, because like I said, you can get rid of all of your emotional charges and distorted perceptions, do a clearing, do a detox, and then from now on, if you don't think those thoughts, if your brain fluid stays 7.4, clearly you will start living your life with a clear mind. And with that clear mind, no distorted perceptions, no emotional charges, you won't experience any kinds of allergies. And I'm gonna tell you one last a real story, which is also interesting and which will also help you understand the importance of breathing and how dysfunctional breathing habits lead to allergies. Many years ago, I don't even remember how many years ago, it's probably 6-7 years ago, I was in a seminar, a breathwork seminar, teaching a group of people, around 25-26 people in New York, at a very beautiful center in New York. And we had a beautiful group of people, and it was a weekend retreat, a weekend workshop. And in that workshop, those days, I was still doing a lot of research, and I was still testing and looking at every breathing habit with capnographs. So I had a capno trainer, which is called an educational capnography we use as breathing scientists. I had a capno trainer, and I started analyzing. I was analyzing all of my students' breathing habits. That's why I had 25 to 26 people in all of my workshops, because that was the number we could, that was the number I could have those analysis one-to-one during the weekend. So we're doing this analysis, and we have been doing these analysis for a while with the group now. There is this lady, we're doing her analysis and the group is watching. We have capno trainers, so she's on a capno trainer, a basic capnograph, but with educational purposes. So she has cannulas over here in her noses, and she's breathing through the nose, out through the nose. And she's not looking at the screen, but we see it at the back. We see her breathing and what's going on in the respiration, what's going on her oxygen levels and carbon dioxide levels, how fast she's breathing, how slow she's breathing. We're like seeing everything with biofeedback, moment to moment. Every time she breathes, we see it on the screen, and the whole group is watching. We started, with very low carbon dioxide levels. So she was obviously, clearly, hypocapnic during the day, and I'm asking all kinds of, so I'm leading her, like the questions we ask you, during the analysis in BreathHub, on BreathHub app. I was asking same questions, those basic questions and some different ones during the analysis. And I'm asking her questions like, how do you feel? What's going on? And she told me that she was feeling great. She told me that she was very happy and she was feeling great and in her best shape psychologically. And when we were looking at the screen, we were seeing that her respiratory chemical access was unstable, and she was in hypocapnia, which is low carbon dioxide levels. And I learned that she has allergies. She had food allergies, and when I'm looking at her respiratory chemical access, it's so unbalanced. She's alkaline. And she kept on staying there, and I learned that that was her natural state, and I learned that she was doing everything she could to keep her on that state. And then we started working on her breath, and we were able to, with some exercises, like the exercises you will eventually start doing in BreathHub, we were able to rise her carbon dioxide levels. And we were able to balance her respiratory chemical excess, which obviously balanced her whole body fluid chemical excess and whole brain fluid chemical excess. And then I started asking her questions about how she was feeling. And she started telling me that she was feeling worse than we started, because she was so not used to having that energy and awareness in her body. And because her body, due to her breathing habit, due to having low carbon dioxide levels, had such a low awareness, low breath awareness, because she didn't have the awareness in her body built up a lot of pain. So the moment the respiratory chemical excess was balanced, she started experiencing pain. She started experiencing emotional charges, emotional reactions, because the whole body was detoxing physically, psychologically. During that detox you experience, so she started crying. And I'm looking at the chemical levels. Her chemical levels are perfect, but her psychology is worse than we started, because hypocapnia and having a unbalanced respiratory chemical excess actually suppresses your emotional charges as well. So you have emotional charges. If you have dysfunctional breathing habits, you might have some emotional charges which you're not even aware of. You've been suppressing those emotional charges for many years, and those get triggered during the day in unwanted situations. And for example, you shout to your children, you shout to your husband, you get angry to your loved ones, even if you don't. It's like, if you have emotional charges, you can't control them. They are kind of like bombs that explode, and you experience those stuff. And if you're not experiencing, if you're suppressing, like this lady I've been talking about, then you start experiencing allergies. She had full allergies because she had emotional charges she didn't know of. She had a very bad dysfunctional breathing habit that was keeping her in respiratory alkalosis the whole time. Her body fluid pH was too alkaline. She was experiencing kind of like panicky feelings, and she was very on the edge. Like, her usual state was a little bit agitated, but she was relaxed about it because she was doing meditation, she was doing yoga. So she was someone who got used to her agitated state, and she was okay and comfortable by that agitated state, by that alkaline state. And the moment we balanced her body fluid pH, a detox process started happening. So she started crying, she started experiencing all that suppressed emotions, all the pain in her body, and it went on through the breathwork sessions. The reason why I'm explaining this in detail is because once you start your breathwork sessions, once you analyze your breathing habits with BreathHub, and then start a customized journey, the first few weeks, especially during the breathing sessions, you might experience all kinds of emotional, physical detox. So you might experience during the sessions, you might experience pain, you might experience physical pain, you might experience emotional pain, you might experience agitation, a lot of fear, some muscle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, body pain. During the sessions, your body may feel crampy, your body may get crampy. Just know that this is the detox process. These are the emotions, and these are the body pain, and these are the toxins you've been suppressing that led to allergies for many years. These are the reason, the suppressed emotions, the suppressed emotional charges, the suppressed electrical charges in your body, in your brain, are the reason of these symptoms, and you are detoxing all these charges. So when you continue your breathing sessions, no matter how you feel during the session, you're going to feel amazing after the session, because you'll detox. And with every session, you'll detox some more emotional charges, some more emotional charges. And then as your respiratory chemicals access stays stable, your body fluid chemistry stays stable, and your brain fluid chemistry stable, you will eventually reach, maybe after a couple of weeks, maybe after a couple of months, I don't know, it depends on your specific dysfunctional breathing habit and the customized journey BreathHub algorithm created for you. Sometimes some people have so many breathing habits, they need 6 months, 7 months, a year-long programs to get rid of their breathing habits and start breathing healthy. But as you go further, you're gonna start experiencing more clarity, you will feel lighter, your body will be lighter, your whole body form will change. Like, you'll be much more relaxed in your shoulders, in your movements. You will be much more, like, there will be more life. As you practice more breathwork, there will be more life in your body. There will be more movement, and there will be more of this, life energy, that moving energy in your body. You will start feeling, and you'll start feeling and experiencing more lightness, you will be more stretched, you will have more endurance, you'll get rid of your allergies, all of your limitations, and all of that emotional and electrical charges will neutralize, and you will become the best version of yourself. But just keep on doing that. Like the example I gave you in the start, you might be experiencing all kinds of symptoms. They are very natural. As you go further along with your sessions, it will end. You will end the detox process, and you will start experiencing a version of yourself you didn't even know before. that's what exactly happened with me and my students I have led to daily breathwork sessions. You will start experiencing someone else, like, you know, the best version. It's such a different version. It's thinking differently. That version of yourself feels differently. It's just amazing to have that balanced chemical access 7.4. Your life, becomes a miraculous experience. And I wish you well, and I wish you all to tap into that experience. This is what I do, and this is my mission. I founded Breath Hub a couple of years ago, but I've been dedicated on this path, knowing and understanding the importance of breathing for a long time now, and I probably will be talking about it till my last breath, because this is it. This is what we need. This is what lies at the root of all of our problems. This is why people can't experience the best version of themselves. This is why you have allergies, you have symptoms, you feel bad. It's like everything you don't want just disappears if you are breathing healthy. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. And if you haven't downloaded Breath Hub yet, please do so immediately. Invest in your breath and invest in your health. See you in the next video.